Hi guys, I am back from Metrocon 2016. I am in full recovery mode right now, even though it's actually kind of late when I'm recording this, because I had about 480 emails to figure out how to respond to by the time I got back. I forget how it overloads when I'm gone. So, yeah, today has been busy, even though it was supposed to be the last day of the vacation as I came home. But it was an incredible time, as always. Had an absolute blast. It is still home away from home for me, and I want to get into the gushing a little bit later. So last year, I kind of forgot to split the recording up, the post-con segment and the stuff my toy people will actually care about. So this time the vlog is going to be split. We're going to do a convention recap and review and everything here after this. But for now, we're going to stick to stuff that my usual viewers are a little bit more attuned to. So we're going to go through Dealer Room Haul. We're going to go through the stuff I got autographed this year. And I'll talk a little bit about the interviews that I got a hold of as well. So we're going to discuss a lot about that here. So I'll get the autograph items out of the way. Now, I did say Scott McNeil not at Metrocon this year, which is unfortunate because I had such a plan. Such a plan. So the thing I waited 3 years for him to sign, because that's how long it took to track down, is now going to have to wait for a 4th year. Unless he happens to turn up somewhere in Florida in driving range within that year's time, which is not likely, but you never know. So that will have to wait, because I was really looking forward to that, so that's unfortunate. But that did give me a chance to actually, talk to some guests that I wouldn't have otherwise had the chance to, so it all kind of works out in the end. So, the first one is Richard Ian Cox, and I felt so bad for Richard because he got delayed getting to the convention. So, he was supposed to show up Friday. He didn't get there until like early Saturday afternoon. So he was half asleep for his first panel, and I felt so awful. And for his first autograph signing too, so I felt so awful. So not quite the energy I expected, but still, really cool guy. Like I actually really liked talking with him. Had some very interesting answers for the questions. It's not as silly as I thought it was, and there's some good stuff in there, some funny stuff, but it was a nice little balance between the interesting answers and a little bit of comedic stuff here and there. So we do kind of cover a wide range of what he's done over the years. But for him, we got Cybertron Scattershot signed. Because last time I saw him at Metrocon, he signed a DVD and claimed, "Oh, I accidentally accidentally said he did the whole series, the whole planet of Cybertron." Because he put the wrong name on the box. So here we just, nice and simple, Scattershot. Still love how Cybertron still had the best packaging, didn't it? That looks so cool. Alright, so that's going up on the wall. And because Scott wasn't there, I figured I'd torment him a little bit with something really obscure. Turns out it didn't have the impact I thought it would have. I blame the drowsiness and all that. But I happened upon the Adventures of Black Stallion, which I don't know if you can see or not. It's his little baby face up there in the clouds. That's a 16-year-old Richard Ian Cox. I thought that was hysterical. Apparently he still gets asked about this show, though, so maybe not so much. But I thought that was really cool. It's an obscure thing. It's one of those things, I like to bring the stuff you're not going to get a lot of. Like, I like to bring something that might get remembered a little bit. Like, that guy had this weird thing. So this was the weird thing for Richard, which still kind of neat. I might watch this just to see what he was like back then. So we talked a little bit about that too, because he's a 16-year-old with his own TV show. Like, how can I not ask about that? Following him from Canada was Kirby Morrow. Kirby was actually on time, so he spent 3 days at the con. Kirby is hysterical as always. The interview himself, I found out he's very short with his interview answers, which kind of put me on a little bit of a scrape the barrel mode. But There's a lot of funny play to that one. Kirby was really fun to play off of. So that worked out. I think it's a sillier interview, but I hope it's an entertaining one. Let's put it that way. Even if some of the responses aren't quite as deep as I was hoping for, but you roll with the punches, you work with what you got, and Kirby was funny to play off of. There's a little bit of improv going on, so that's that. That's what that was, and I had fun doing it. So hopefully that comes through. For him, tracked down the Cyclops from X-Men Evolution, which is a show I quite like. I've got the Wolverine signed by Scott, and I was going to make a theme of it because Richard was also on X-Men Evolution as Quicksilver, so I thought, let's get Quicksilver's toy, and we'll make a theme. Quicksilver didn't have a toy! Are you kidding me? Like, why? This is from Series 5. There's at least 5 series of these figures, and Quicksilver got none. What? The Blob got a toy. Toad got a toy. No, nothing for Quicksilver. No, can't have that. No. And then there was Eric Stewart, who was a really interesting one to pull because that's the original voice of Brock and James from Pokemon. It's also Seto Kaiba. It's also Gowry from Slayers. My favorite anime. The character I kind of took for my abridged project. That didn't come up. I didn't tell him, hey, I did this abridged thing and I kind of played your character and I'm really sorry because I'm not very good. It didn't come up because it turns out he's a very professional type. Is a lot more stern and serious. That said, the interview, there's a particular topic in the interview, and you'll see it shortly. It'll be the first interview I post this year, hopefully sometime next week. No later than the next week. In fact, no, I might shoot for the weekend. But it's we start with a really important topic to him, and I think it was a really good icebreaker because we started kind of getting in sync after that. So, all in all, I think it was a really strong interview. I was particularly happy with it. It won't be as nice looking as the others because I only had one camera for the event, but I did like it, and I got the one thing I wanted from him, and I didn't have to do the little weird thing. It was like, could you do that voice for me? Because I hate doing the monkey dance thing. It's like, you do that, so I want you to do that. He gave it to me without asking, which was Scyther. Scyther's voice. It was like, that's my favorite Pokemon, and it just came out of a human mouth. That's awesome. Without any provocation or anything. It's like, that's awesome. So that was cool. So that was I actually enjoyed that interview a lot. Almost more on a professional level than a comedic level. If that makes any sense. And for him, we got James. Which I found out James was sold with Arbok for some reason. And the version, of course, with his proper Pokemon, Coughing, was actually a little bit more expensive to dig up. But kind of worth it. That's cool. Like, there's a piece of my childhood. That's awesome. Now, I was going for Brock originally, but Brock's way more expensive. I like James better. So there, Brock. So that was the interview portion. There were a ton of guests there this year, and a lot of interesting ones. The first video I'm actually going to be posting up is from another group there. There's much younger voice actors and much more new to the business. What was significant is that by happenstance they were all part of the new English cast of One Punch Man, which just debuted on my birthday last Saturday. Wow. And episode 2 played during the convention, the same day they had their first panel together as the One Punch Man cast. So, I didn't quite get all of it because a battery ran out, but the vast majority and all the really good stories, you are going to see the very first panel from the One Punch Man cast, the English cast. That's going to be the first thing I post up. That's going to go up ASAP. So, look forward to that, because I've heard it's funny. I heard these guys are really funny. As I'm sitting here talking about this, I just finished transferring footage, 196 gigabytes worth. I haven't actually had time to watch the panel. All I've heard is the report. Yeah, they're funny people. So that I'm taking with some bit of confidence and faith that that is a correct analogy and a correct opinion. So, that all out of the way, I'm going to go into the dealer room swag, but I'm going to start with something that's really weird. And I'll tell the story again in the con review part, just because it's kind of plays into something else there. One of the things this year was, there's always this weird story of like how early I run into a fan. I had the 1 year where I literally stepped foot on the first floor, like going down the escalator to the main floor of the convention, and my first step on the convention floor, fangirl hug. And I love seeing my fangirls at Metrocon. That's always awesome. But that got usurped a little bit, at least as far as timing wise, because this happened on Wednesday. On Wednesday, the day before the con, and it happened on the Sky Bridge. The Sky Bridge is the bridge that goes between the convention hall and the main hotel for the convention. So, I'm not even, like, this was on my first approach to the convention hall. I like to go there the day before, set my camera, set my lighting, set my white balance and all that. And coming down the other way is a guy named Rick, as I come to find out, who came all the way from, I want to say Kansas? Because my memory, because it's all getting blurry. Rick from Kansas came in, and not only was he a fan, so not only he recognized me and wanted a photo with me, that was cool, he had gifts for me. So, like, it's not the convention day. I haven't even gotten to the convention hall yet, and I'm running into fans who not only know me, but they have gifts. That's a record. Congratulations, Rick. You set a record. And that's going to be really hard to top. Unless someone has to now find me in the lobby of the hotel as I'm checking in. That is about the only way to top that now. But Rick came prepared, and I have blind boxes from Rick. We have Deadpools in multiple colors and varieties. They're blind bag Deadpools, so I don't know which varieties I have. So these will go into the Blind Box Blitz box, as it is, along with these blind boxes. These are the Stealth Edition Power Rangers action vinyls by the Loyal Subjects. I have never experienced one of their action vinyls. I know they're interesting little figures with some surprising articulation. I've never handled one. So here's two of them, and we have no idea what's in them. This one rattles more though. This one doesn't rattle. So hopefully there is an actual one inside this and not just like an immovable rock. So that was cool. Thank you very much, Rick. I still have my Titans Return stuff to get through, so I will do the blind box blitzing probably next week, because I still have a couple left over from the last batch that I got in. Alright, so those go over there, and now the stuff that I actually paid for. I actually went pretty light in the dealer room this year, all things considered. There's other things I was trying to hold on to some money for, and honestly, ton of dealers there this year, some really cool stuff. Honestly, like, because of Pokemon Go, everything was Pokemon in there this year. You know, even a lot of the artist alley booths, they had bead arts, you know, the perlers of Pokemon sprites, and people have already made like their own homemade plushies of like the Gen 7 starters, and like they don't even have a game yet. So they had so much Pokemon stuff. It's just like, I can't find variety this year. You know, like, it's hard for me to find, like, different things to buy. And next to nothing Kamen Rider related this time. Because I was looking for icons. Because I was looking for, like, Gashapon or Candy Toy icons. Because I'm missing, like, 8 or 9 out of my collection. You know, I don't have Spectre and I don't have, like, Himiko or any of the later ones. So I was trying to fill in gaps in my collection and I just couldn't find any this time. Like, there's usually one booth that has a ton of Tokusatsu stuff. Nothing this year. They weren't even there. So unfortunately, didn't do that. And I didn't spend as much at the Transformer booth. The guy who brings all the vintage 80s and 90s toys, including a big box full of Transformers, he didn't bring as many as he used to. Like, just one, like, display box of them. And, like, last year he had, like, 2 tubs worth underneath that he let me rummage through. This year he didn't have those tubs. So, just whatever was there, that's what I bought from. And I only bought one thing. So like, hey, for once you didn't spend triple digits on your booth. So I actually went for deals this year in order to up my con swag level. So the one Transformer I did get was this guy. That is a G1 Repugnus. It's a little dark because I have my lights pointed off this way so that I'm well lit when I'm here. Repugnus is one of the 3 monster bots, the Autobots that turn into beasts and have little sparking gimmicks. And this one, like, sparks, like, I don't even know if it'll pick up on camera, but like, he sparks great. He sparks great. Man, I can smell that burn. Like, so he's in such great condition. And I've got the other 2. So, like, I have to complete the trio, right? And he's just interesting. I think that's the appropriate term for Repugnus. Interesting. To some things that were a little bit more to the expected. Yes, there was a bunch of Pokemon stuff, but so I had to get at least something. So, my Sandslash. This is another one that, like my Scyther plushie, this is another one of those knockoff ones that are coming out of China right now. But, like, the material's really soft and, like, the foam, like the stuffing inside, it's actually pretty solid, so he holds up really well. So it's actually, like, surprisingly well made for as cheap as it is. Like, on eBay, they want, like 33 shipped to get them out of China. Most booths here had them for, like, 25. Sandslash here was 20, so I'm like, deal. This is a good deal. You know, like, there's part of me is thinking, like, I want a whole team of 6. And I'm like, I have nowhere to put those. I don't even know where Sandslash is going to go. He's awesome, but he's a little big. I love him though. So that was cool. That was a really good buy. I consider that a steal. Because that was definitely one that I was watching on eBay and like, not anymore. Got it. Much cheaper. And on the same token, from the same company of knockoff plushies, because they don't just do Pokemon. They do Digimon! I had to have a Patamon. I absolutely had to have a Patamon. This character is very, very important to me. This character, his partner TK, I will go this far. I will not reveal too much of my history, but I will tell you, if it was not for this lovable little fluff ball and the stories and the characters that he was close to, there probably wouldn't be a TJOmega. I'm going to let you stew on that a little bit and just realize, whatever you enjoy out of what I do, this thing's responsible in some weird way. This hamster with wings. That was great. That is absolutely awesome. So, he's going in the shelf. He's probably going up there in my little personal shelf of very special stuff. And again, really well made for knockoff. Really well made. For stuff that isn't reproduction, this was a surprise to find there. This is a vintage Die Ranger toy. As you can see, it is, Byako Shinken, which is Saba, the saber here, and One Tiger in his warrior mode, which is our Tiger Zord. And I'll refer to them as such because it's easier for me to remember. Um, yeah, this is vintage stuff. This is the kind of thing that, you know, a parent would buy their kid if they can't afford the DX version of the toys. So it's real simplified. It's using stickers and whatnot. But this is only 15 bucks. Like, that's good for a vintage, you know, Sentai toy. And I just thought it was I just thought it was really cool to have like a tiny Tiger Zord. Like, I don't even care about like collector value. Like, I kind of just want to like clean him up and paint him. Like, let's like do away with the stickers and everything. Let's make him like a Bandai Legacy level, but really tiny. It might be a fun little side project. So I just thought that was cool. You know, now I got like a little dagger size version of Saba. They had another one there that was, I think, a different mold for Saba. It might have had a different little gimmick to it, and it had the White Ranger or Kiba Ranger instead of the Tiger Zord. One tiger. Trying to keep my terminology straight. So that was a really surprising thing to pick up, and that was something I grabbed from the anime fix booth. Which is, I've been to Metrocon so many times with the regular booth guys. I know they recognize me. You know, we say hi, and like, yeah, I'm here to shoot photos again. And I never buy enough here, so I'm here. Here's mine. So, in that same vein, one of the other things, I bought my first Gundam model in forever. The last one I bought was the Astray Red Frame. So, I don't even know. I can never remember the series it's even from. I just love the design of it. But this, of course, it's the Wing Zero. Of course I know this one. And I'm still not terribly big on Gundam. I have some nostalgia for Wing and G. But beyond that, I'm just like, no. I can't follow the Gundam anymore. But this I still have fond memory of. I'm ready to have a Wing Zero standing in the shelves again. And I think it'd just be cool now because of all my like Glyos customizing, I'm much more familiar with painting the toys. And I really want to give this a shot without using any of the sticker sheets. Just straight up paint and make this thing look as amazing as it possibly can. Do the panel lining properly with like a black wash, painting up the gold correctly and getting the right shimmer on the right spots. I really want to see if I can like really make this look super cool. So that's going to be a project at some point. Not now. I've got way too much to do now. Because I got 196 gigabytes to edit. Let's see, what else came from the deal? Oh, yes. I'm upset because, thanks to Pokemon Go and the preparation for the convention, I bought Monster Hunter Generations thinking this is what I'll play on the road. No, I'm sitting there with my phone. Come on, you stupid Weedle. Get in the ball. Get in the ball. Get in the ball. Get in the ball. I want to turn you into candy. Get in the ball. No, that was my entire car ride. No. My car ride was you get in the ball and you get in the ball. Because I had to hold Danielle's phone too. Get in the ball, get in the ball, get in the ball, get in the ball. I'm doing double duty here, and all the good Pokemon are getting caught in her game and they're running on mine. So I didn't get to play Monster Hunter yet, which really upsets me because a friend of mine's already like Hunter rank 7. I have to catch up to him. But I did pick up some Monster Hunter figurines. So there is the Brachydios. That's my favorite monster from the game. I didn't see one last year, which upset me. So this year I made sure to find one. And luckily it's at one of my favorite booths. So that was really cool to find. That's neat. Love that. And what I didn't even know they made a toy of, this was a real surprise, a real pleasure to find. But well. That is the Palico assistant character from the game, done up as Mega Man. And you can see his hammer weapon is actually like a folded up rush, which is brilliant. Yeah, so in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, they did this thing where you get some special armor, like Samus armor and Link armor was available in the game, but for your little pets, your little Palicos that could go with you, you could dress them up as Mario and Luigi, and I think Sonic the Hedgehog was one of them too. And then, yeah, you also got to paint. You also get to do them as Mega Man X or Mega Man, just plain old Mega Man. And I didn't know they made a toy of it. So like that's awesome. It's like you've worked Monster Hunter, Mega Man, and toy collecting all into one little item. There's no way I can leave this convention hall without this, and it's stupid and it's adorable. So that was actually really cool. I honestly think that's it for the dealer room stuff. Like normally I have this massive haul and I have to have like a trash bag to bring it all home. No, it's just a handful of things, the stuff I really wanted out of the dealer room. Um, that was surprisingly limited this year. But it's not a bad thing. There's more money in my wallet than there usually is, so that's a really good thing. And then I get to go back to my eBay selling and work up a little bit more because, oh boy, everything else is coming up now. But yeah, that's the dealer room stuff. That's how the interviews went. That's what got signed. So I think that's going to be it for this part. So part 2 is going to be the recap of the convention itself, the 4 days, the fans, the events, the people, the places, the things. Pokemon Go, a lot of Pokemon Go. And figure out for yourself why exactly my convention swag includes, of all things, see you there. I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up now.